Welcome back to Tickle Nation. My name is Scott Gardner. If you don't know, I am the infamous ex-chief. I am a former cop, former homicide detective, former chief of police, and I've lived on both sides of the law. And I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I know that I followed many of the postings that I saw on the internet about setting my scale back 15 pounds. I think that definitely is in order today. The amount of food I had and the amount of love and support from everybody, close family, friends came over. I'm hoping that the same is for you. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. So I needed to get a segment out about the Mantua situation. Again, these things are updating very fast. And I had a couple of people ask me, they are somewhat confused. And I understand that many of the viewers may not be local, so you may not understand. So there are two separate situations, all right? And I'm going to sort of go through here. So some viewers have asked why I'm supporting former Mantua Chief Joe Urso, while at the same time reporting on the situation in North Royalton involving a chief allegedly changing an officer's report. And so here it is, clearly and directly. These are two different cases. North Royalton and Mantua are totally two different municipalities in the state of Ohio, right? My position is based on evidence, not personalities. I've stated it before. I don't know Chief Urso. I don't live in Mantua. I have no personal connection to him or anyone involved. My opinion is based strictly on what I observed at the disciplinary hearing. And that hearing was a complete sham. The evidence that was actually presented did not justify his termination. Now, about this meeting that I'm going to be talking about, it's an October 6th meeting captured on the Hiram Chief's body-worn camera. I wasn't planning on covering it, but there's been some confusion, so I'm addressing it. It's also been covered by others on the topic of the Mantua, so I thought that I was just basically doubling down on what someone else has already been reported, but there seems to be some confusion on it, so I want to go over it. In that meeting, you have Solicitor Mason, who reads off a list of charges and immediately tells Urso, you're on paid administrative leave. You're going to be terminated. Now, mind you, again, the date, October 6th, this is prior to the actual hearing that took place, the 12-hour hearing. The mayor in the room barely speaks. Mason basically runs the entire conversation. Now, there's also very interesting, the body-worn camera that you're actually observing is from the then police chief of Hiram Police Department, who is now the interim police chief for Mantua and still chief of police for Hiram. Folks, this is a disaster. And whether you live in Hiram or Mantua, you're not getting your money's worth. All right. A concentration on two different municipalities as chief of police, you can't do it. It's not possible. So both of you are getting infringed on, in my opinion. So the residents of Hiram and Mantua should be just as equally as upset, because now Hiram, you're also being drug into this situation with Mantua, if nothing else. So I just wanted to add this really quickly. I did email all members of the council and the mayor for Hiram, and I asked them these questions. Number one, was the mayor or village council aware that Chief Clements was acting in this capacity for the village of Mantua on October 6th? Number two, did the village authorize his participation in that meeting, or was this done independently? Number three, has the village evaluated whether Chief Clements' involvement could create any liability or obligation for Hiram? And number four, is the village concerned about Chief Clements simultaneously serving as Hiram's chief of police while also operating as the interim police chief for Mantua? Given the demands of managing even a single police department, is it the position of the village that it's possible for one person to effectively serve as chief of two agencies at the same time? I'll let you know if we hear anything back from him. I wanted to make sure that I put that up before the end of the show. So key points from the video. Mason announces the decision before any council voting or hearing, making the latter hearing look more like a formality than actual any due process. And Mason tells Urso to turn in keys, passwords, firearm information, and to hand over his canine dog. Mason offers Urso the option to resign, so none of this goes in your file, and claims ethics violations would not be pursued if he resigns. A highly, highly, highly questionable pressure tactic. Urso involves his Garrity rights, which he is absolutely entitled to do, given how biased and predetermined the meeting appears. And I don't want to go into left field. Garrity rights are not the same as your constitutional rights to remain silent. They sort of are, but it's more relative to a work related most of the time with unions. Garrity is a Supreme Court case that basically states that your employer can compel you to talk, but if they do compel you to talk, that nothing you say can be used against you as far as anywhere else. So, again, that probably was a very horrible job and explanation of what Garrity is, but I just wanted to make certain everybody understood Garrity and your Miranda rights are completely different. So village staff scrambled to figure out cruisers, building keys, and basic procedures, showing zero planning and a complete lack of professionalism. None of this resembles a fair or legitimate process. And that's why I support Urso in the Mantua situation. Not because I know him, not because I'm taking sides, because the evidence shows he did not receive a lawful, unbiased, or even competent process. Now, the North Royalton situation is separate. That case involves a chief allegedly altering an officer's report. And if documentation supports that claim, it deserves scrutiny. That's not anti-cop. That's holding people accountable when the facts support it. My platform is simple. If the evidence clears someone, I will say so. If the evidence exposes misconduct, I'll say that too. Tentacle Nation gets the truth, not the politics. So let's go through and watch this. So this is extremely questionable to me because he's asking the Hiram chief, who is, I'm not sure if he's employed at this point or not, and that's actually something I should public records request. If the Hiram chief had some sort of role on October 6th with the village of Mantua, because he has no jurisdictional venue in Mantua. So why is the town solicitor, the village solicitor, telling the chief police from Hiram to gain property of the Mantua chief of police? That makes no sense to me. And that's actually, if he has no MOU signed with the village of Mantua, he has some sort of methodology of understanding a contract, employment contract at this point, he's actually placed Hiram in a huge vicarious situation. He's basically has taken Hiram and put them in liability for his actions of what he's doing here because he has no authority. A police officer is bound by jurisdiction, right? He's not in his jurisdiction. He has no more authority than any other citizen has. So I find it very interesting that this took place.
Do you want would you like Chief Clemens to take you home with the dog? Well, because you're on paid administrative leave, you're not fired, so you still have.
Well, I'm not allowed to act in my official capacity, and part of that is a canine handler that we have state certification tomorrow.
No, that's not gonna happen tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So I will get a ride home and somebody can take the dog, I guess.
Okay.
Good. That's what the village decides.
We have a list of what the passwords are, so
Okay.
check before he leaves.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
You got a signature, bro?
Somebody in there?
Yeah, I'll let him know. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're fine. Need a signature for FedEx. Sorry.
Come on in. Sorry to put you in this bad spot.
Is what it is.
This is my house key. Sarah, I need you to call Miranda, find out where the key is to the traverse.
I know where the key is for what?
The Traverse, I need a ride home.
Okay.
Or do me a favor, call Linda, Will.
Okay. The key is the version of her first would be wanted.
Okay.
I just looked.
Well, I don't want to leave her without a car.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I've done it long. I can write you. But what you're doing is okay. Yeah, I'll text you. You guys.
I need the key out of my car because it has my house keys on it.
She's in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, I'm on administrative leave. So
If Miranda needs a ride somewhere, she could take my car. I'm here until 7. So if you want to take her car,
sir,
Never seen this slide.
spare key to the cruiser. Keys for here. Sarah,
yes?
I want you to take this to Mary Ann and hold this. This is money that's in limbo that needs to be accepted by council for the K-9 program. And I am not comfortable leaving cash in this office if I'm not here.
Okay.
Might as well take my coffee since I paid for it. Sarah, you'll need those. These I bought. These I bought. I don't have time to take all this stuff now. I have too much shit here. It's fine.
Guess passwords for everything.
The only password you need is the one to get into the desktop because everything's auto saved. Once I get in there, everything's open.
Your weapon, I'm assuming you bought like everyone else here, right? Bought their own weapon.
I own my weapon.
Okay.
I do have a Glock at home that's a backup that was given by the prosecutor's office, and I will make arrangements with my attorney to get that turned in.
Okay.
Because why did this one?
801's okay.
Nothing being, it just came today on the day when we were gonna have a meeting about the complaint that she lied to council executive session about.
You're the office of the Portage County Sheriff.
So I got to pause this again because the more I'm thinking about this, the more this is just totally bizarre to me. Because if the village wanted some sort of peacekeeper, because they thought maybe the chief was going to go loco or something during this case, you should have contacted the Portage County Sheriff's Department. They have jurisdiction, countywide jurisdiction. Again, this is a chief of police for the village of Hiram. And again, my caveat is I don't know. Maybe he is already employed by the village at this point on October 6th. I don't know. I'm going to do public records request. But if he isn't, Hiram, this guy has placed your village in the middle of this fiasco. The liability is on you. As well as Manaway. So this is like really bizarre to me to think about, because if their concern was for a peacekeeper, then it should have been Portage County Sheriff's Department that was in here doing this.
Portage County Sheriff's Office, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, it's Clemens. I don't think I came across. I'm okay.
Okay, all right. We didn't know if you were still in a meeting or
Yeah.
what.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so he's hang on, I got to go back because I think I cut some of that off. So he is contacting the Portage County Dispatch, who was aware of this meeting or whatever. They're asking if he continues to want checkups, which is ironic. Again, what do you? I mean, do you? I don't know. It's just this entire situation is absurd to me. Do you think that the chief is going to do something? And okay, let's just assume tactfully that you are unsure. Why are you there by yourself? I don't. This whole situation is just bizarre to me. I'm rolling it back here. I rolled it back a little bit.
Once I get in there, everything's open.
Your weapon, I'm assuming you bought like everyone else here, right? Bought their own weapon.
I own my weapon. I do have a Glock at home that's a backup that was given by the prosecutor with my attorney to get that turned in.
Okay.
Because why didn't this one?
801's okay.
Nothing being, it just came today on the day when we were gonna have a meeting about the complaint.
So again, he's 801 is the Hiram Police Chief's unit number. I'm assuming. So he's trying to call on the radio here in a second, and I think he calls her on the phone, the dispatcher.
The office of the Portage County Sheriff.
Again, this is just bizarre. All right, so the sheriff's department knows that he's there. The sheriff's department knows he's there, and he has a checkup. So apparently they're also aware of this meeting.
Portage County Sheriff's Office, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, it's Clemens. I don't think I came across. I'm okay.
Okay, all right. We we didn't know if you were still in a meeting or
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Do you still want checkups or?
yeah, please, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
And someone has told me that this guy used to work for Manaway and sued Manaway, the current interim chief, the current interim chief of Manaway, who is the chief of police of Hiram, used to work for Manaway and sued Manaway when he was employed in Manaway previously. I was given a case number 2006 CV 00975. You know what? Let's look at it. Where am I? Okay, here we have this lawsuit brought up here. So let's let's look at this here real quick here. I don't know what this is. I was just sort of actually told about this. So I don't want to get way off in left field here because I don't know anything about this lawsuit. I'm going to have to review this lawsuit, and we'll probably come back to this. So I find it very interesting that again, this guy's involved in all of this, and why? Why is this guy involved in all of this? Why is he in the middle? So we'll come back to that after I review and figure out what that is.
Replace the bag?
No, we're gonna try your. We're going to get more right now.
Okay.
You said you got a ride?
I don't have time. I can't take all this shit. I can come back for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna take our call.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not to all that shit.
Here's your glasses.
Oh, yeah, we need those at home. This one I have to go back to Mary Ann because I'm not taking care of that. These are the copies for Mary Ann for her copy for her file.
Who has the key to open this so we can get the key so they can get the keys and everything?
There's a key on my car key ring I'll give you.
Okay.
When I give you that set, there's a set for that office on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you need me to do?
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay.
That's all I can think of.
Is the dog in the car or is it at your house? Okay.
No, am I allowed to take the dog out? Well, somebody's gonna take dog out. What channel do you use? Excel. That key's from my office.
Okay. Will somebody from Excel be able to get him out of that car?
Should be. It's unlocked.
I'm just far as him letting them. That's why I was asking.
Don't be.
Okay.
Sweetheart.
Okay. Every dog's different.
the the complete you have a police canine. The complete lack of preparation is just amazing to me. They're taking this dog, this canine.
Right? There's their radio. The best I paid for. We gotta do stand. Not gonna be difficult. They might want to take care of that. Sorry. My garage door opener. No. Go. Let me make sure you got enough water. Go say hi.
Hey.
Come on. Split up.
So, folks, there's the video, and again, the more I get into this Mantua situation, just the more bizarre it becomes to me. Here you have them taking the canine, and I've been through this as chief. Also, um, depending on how long the dog has been under this handler, there's probably no recourse of this dog ever being handled by anybody else. Again, it depends on how long. At least that's what I've been instructed. I'm not a canine officer. I had multiple canine officers uh, in East Cleveland, and um, this entire situation is just completely bizarre to me. I'm very more eager now at this point to figure out who this Chief of Hiram is and how he got involved with this. Does his actual mayor and city council or village council know about what's happening on all this interaction? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually fire off some letters right now, some emails, because I want to know. This guy has placed Hiram in liability, as far as I'm concerned, acting as peace officer here and outside of his jurisdiction. And I'm really confused, folks. But anyways, again, hopefully you had a happy Thanksgiving. Be loud, be heard, shake the system until the truth falls out.